Hello, I'm Monica Price and welcome to Cuppa TV. On today's show we have country singer-songwriter Gemma Leahy. Joining her is record producer and guitarist Matt Waddell. Also joining me is rap artist Lucan Mills with his vocalist James Toshario. And my final guests are alternative rock band Sun Arcana. My first guest today is singer-songwriter Gemma Leahy. I'm also joined by Matt Waddell, a record producer and guitarist, and Gemma, of course, is the wonderful country singer-songwriter. So welcome to Cuppa TV, both of you.
Thanks for having us.
So Gemma, tell us a little bit about how your career started.
Oh gosh, it started from a very young age. I was only about 2 and I happened to get up on stage with my dad with his country band. He held me in his arms up to the microphone and we sang You're My Best Friend. And from that day on, he wasn't allowed to do a gig without me. If he didn't call me up, I would probably sulk with him for a week. So, so yeah, I would stand in front of the stage waiting for him to call me up and we'd get up and have a sing-song.
So really, country music has always been part of your life?
Yes. Oh yes, I was raised on Dolly Parton, Tammy Wynette, Patsy Cline and Jim Reeves, you know, all of those, yeah, George Jones as well.
And when did you get together with Matt? How did that come about?
I was about 18 and was invited along to a studio to be a session singer, and Matt was the producer when I got there. I went in and did some oohs and ahs, and I did that for several years, back and forth, doing session work with him, and then eventually we got together.
Yes. And that's it. So Matt, bring you in here. You're a record producer, but also a guitarist, of course. How long have you been sort of working together? Do you work together primarily now, or do you do different things?
We've got our own studio that's got rehearsal rooms, and we've got our own PA company as well. We run out of Leamington, and yeah, it's our family business. It's what me and Gemma do. You know, we run the studio. We develop artists. We do all sorts of things, really. But yeah, we do work every day together.
And is it something, country music? Is it something that's you're going to pass on perhaps to your children? Is it, have you always got a passion and love for country?
I see. I haven't got a passion for country at all.
That's all.
It's going to be a matrimonial now.
No, I mean, I appreciate it, but it's not something that I'd put on in the car, for example. But I've had to learn how to play banjo and lap steel and all sorts of different, mandolin, different instruments to do Gemma's album.
I mean, Gemma, country music has really sort of seen a revival here in the UK.
It has,
and more and more artists now are sort of airing towards the country sound.
I know, I'm loving it.
Yeah, I was going to say, how do you feel about that?
Absolutely loving it, because there's loads of young singer-songwriters coming up now that are trying to get into the country scene, which is fantastic, because for so long country was sort of seen as a dirty word. It was a bit of an embarrassing sort of genre over here, obviously not in the US. And so, yeah, I'd say, oh, I'm into country, and people would frown at me.
I wonder why that is. Have you got any opinions on that?
I think there was a bit of a thing, sort of early country stuff. It's country and western, I suppose.
Yes. Yeah, people often put the country and western together, actually, didn't they? Yes. And
I think, the whole style with all the fringes and the rhinestones, I think people just found it a bit too much, whereas actually country now it's not the same. It's, new country rock, country pop, it's crossed into so many different genres that it has made it more accessible for people. And when you're writing, do you write with because country music is always very emotional, it's about love and breakups and, we've got a couple of breakup songs. But it's kind of known for that. But do you go into that sort of way, or are you trying to experiment and come up with new sort of lyrics? Well, we have got one in particular that is a sort of a breakup song, but no, I think I've sort of gone down more the family route. So the first single of the album is called Daddy's Knee, and it's about my life when I was growing up with my dad's band, standing on the sofa singing backing vocals for him when I was 3, and my mum in the kitchen preparing Sunday dinner, and that was what my life was like. So I've tried to write about that, really. And your album is In My Heart. Yeah. And when was that album released? Oh, back in October we released it. And been sort of working it quietly since then. Yes. I'm hoping to sort of boost things up a little bit with it now. Yes. And was it all that you wanted it to be? Yes, we spent 10 years doing it. Oh my gosh. It's the slowest album in the world. but it's here now. It is. You were very patient that way. It was paid work coming
Yes.
in through the studio had
Yes.
to take priority. So you know, we'd do a track here and a track there, and then it eventually all came together at the end, and we're so happy with it. It sounds amazing. Bless him, Matt having to learn all these country
I was going to say, Matt,
licks on the guitar.
you're playing the guitar. You play the guitar on the album.
I played guitar, I played bass, did all of the drums, keys, everything really.
So everything really.
Everything apart from the fiddle, because I can't
Yes.
play that. But yeah, and some of the pedal steel parts as well. We got somebody in to do. But yeah, generally I played everything on the album.
And do you
for it.
enjoy doing it? Do you enjoy working?
I do, yeah. I mean, I'm one of those sort of musicians that can turn my hand to any style of music. So, yeah, it was a challenge doing country, but
Yes.
it did come out quite well. I mean, the American stuff is so beautifully recorded and polished that it was quite a task to get to that level that they're at, to get the album to sound so it matched with what you know, the same market that Gemma's aiming for.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, I do appreciate what work goes into it.
Yeah, I mean, country music is synonymous with Nashville, and we had, you know, Cuppa TV did a Nashville special, and I was lucky enough to go out and meet some artists out there, and it just seems there's different genres of music there now. It's not just about country. Do you think it is that country music is sort of seeing a wave of perhaps increased people liking it more, perhaps trying new things?
I think in this country, yeah, I mean, there's quite a few artists out there that are country, but they've taken things like the fiddle and the pedal steel off it to make it a bit more mainstream for the UK sort of you know, radios basically and radio stations. So they'll play it a bit more. There's a few artists that we deal with that sound like that, you know. So it's kind of, there's like a crossover, I think, happening with it, and I think it's starting to become very big in this country.
And when you're writing, Gemma, do you find that are you writing at the moment? Are you writing anything at the moment?
We're always writing something. Whether it's for me or someone else, we write for other people as well. So yeah, we're always writing something. We try to take it from personal experience as much as possible. I think you need to write about what you know.
I was going to say, is that important to you, that you write about personal experiences?
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, sometimes it's really hard because you're writing to a brief and you might not have really experienced anything within that.
Yes.
But you know, if you can relate it back to maybe a film that you might have watched, or even another song that you've heard that sort of inspired some emotional feelings that have ruptured inside of you, then you know you can sort of use that as a bit of an emotional tool to help
you kind of
continue.
empathise, really. Actually, then you spill it. You feel like you'll spill your words out onto the page. And when you're writing, do you go away and write by yourself, or do you write? You know, do you write together? Do you kind of do a bit of guitar and then come up with this?
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, I might get some inspiration from somewhere. I mean, I can remember Gemma went out one day, and I said, "Oh, just give me one of your Dolly albums." So I listened through that, and I listened through some of the chords and some of the styles, and that's when we came up with Daddy's Knee.
Yes.
She went out, she came back, and there was a complete backing track ready for her. So
and that happened really quick. Then I sat down within an hour from him playing it to me. I then had all the lyrics, the melody, and we got it recorded. Played it to my mum and dad, and they cried their eyes out.
No. Well, we're not going to do that today. But let's have a listen then. So you're going to play us. Will you introduce it, Gemma? Introduce your song to us.
This is Daddy's Knee. On a Sunday morning I would sit on Daddy's knee. He would sing me songs of yesteryear from Nashville, Tennessee. And as I got older, he taught me Daddy's Girl. Then he'd sing Gypsy Woman and Welcome to My World. Welcome to my world. So with Dolly on the radio, a guitar in Daddy's hands, Mama dancing round and round, and I'm the backing band. We dreamed of the old Opry, but that would never be, 'cause I was only 3 years old and sat on Daddy's knee. I would go to bed at night, I'm in Patsy Cline, with Daddy writing out the words of the latest Rexy Vine. While my old friends at school listened to Janet J, I was always happier with good old Billy Ray. Good old Billy Ray. So with Dolly on the radio, a guitar in Daddy's hands, Mama dancing backing band. We dreamed of the old Opry, but that would never be. 'Cause I was only 3 years old and sat on Daddy's knee. You know the years, they go so fast, I can't think where they've gone. But we're still playing Kenny Rogers and Willie Nelson. All the greats plus George Strait and the heroes Brooks and Dunn. Some of them may have passed on, but Tammy's still the one. So with Dolly on the radio, a guitar in Daddy's hands, Mama dancing round and round, and on the backing band. We dreamed of the old Opry, but that would never be. 'Cause I was only 3 years old and sat on Daddy's knee.
Yay, that's really good. Well done. What a lovely tune. And again, you can feel then, I can hear, because obviously you've just explained that the story behind that, but you can hear that in your song. So is that what you tried to do, Gemma? Just get your lyrics, you know, so that people can actually relate to it, really, I suppose.
And I suppose there's a lot of name dropping in there, but they were all names that I grew up with.
Yes.
They were the inspiration. Dolly Parton, Tammy Wynette, George Jones, you know, all of them, and including the newer ones, you know, your Brooks and Dunn and stuff like that. So, yeah, it was the basis of it, and the song was very much inspired by Dolly Parton, and actually the produced version of it, it's very bluegrass.
Now, you were actually on the same stage as Dolly Parton, or same show as Dolly Parton, so tell us about that.
Yeah, there was there's another station, another show, shall we say, that was running a show from Dollywood, and they did interviews with Dolly Parton and they played her songs, including other songs by Vince Gill and Carrie Underwood, but they featured my single and my video for Daddy's Knee.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did you feel when
I was so excited.
Did you know that was going to happen, or was it just even better?
No, I'd sent it to them about 10 months beforehand, hadn't heard anything from them, thought, they probably weren't interested, and then got a phone call off my mum saying, "You're on the telly!" So I had to go and put it on quick and go back and record it on the repeat.
And how do you feel the future's going to be for country music, Gemma? What do you see your role is as a singer-songwriter?
I don't know about me. I want to be involved in it if I can, but I do think that country music has got a long way to go. I think there's a huge road for it over here, and I think it's getting really, really popular again. I know it was back in the 70s and the early 80s and stuff, but as I say, it died down a bit, and it's getting really cool now. People are liking it again, and that's really exciting.
And would you like to sort of take your music abroad? Would you like to go abroad with it?
Yeah. I think at some point I'd really love to get over, obviously, to Nashville.
He's laughing there, why are you laughing?
Obviously to Nashville, I go on about that all the time.
Does she go on about that all the time?
Yes.
Yes, that's Disney World.
That's in Disney World, and Dollywood, of course.
And Dollywood's got to be done.
Absolutely,
but also I'd like to get over to Ireland, because that's where my roots are. Both of my parents are Irish.
Yes, because your stage name?
Leahy, that's my maiden name.
Yes, and that's an Irish
It is.
name,
My dad's a
isn't it?
Corkman, so it comes from, it originates from the people that lived on the River Lee, and my mum's from Dublin. So
that's the connection.
Yeah, good. And we've still got lots of family over there and stuff. So I'd like to get over to Ireland and do a bit more, go and see some of the old family and play in some pubs.
Yes, yes.
That's what it's all about.
Are you gigging at the moment? Are you doing any shows?
Just some local bits and bobs. I've had a really busy weekend, but now I'm just looking forward to. I'm going along to the Country Music Awards, not to play, but just to watch. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Wonderful. And as far as writing's concerned, do you consider writing together, or is it always just you?
No, we write everything
you write
together.
everything together, don't you?
Yeah.
And would that continue?
Yeah.
Yes,
definitely,
as long as you can take her to Nashville.
Yes.
It's quite a family affair, really,
that's
because we write together, and then on one of the singles on the album, one of the next ones, my sister actually wrote the chorus for me, because I hit a mental block. I couldn't think of anything else, and I sent the song over to her, and she came back with the chorus.
So it's very much a kind of family affair.
Yes.
And you'll continue to do it?
Oh yes.
And would you ever consider doing anything else, another genre of music, or would it always be country for you?
Oh, I love country, and that's my main thing. But actually, I really love blues and jazz. I'm not so poppy, but I'd give pop a go.
Yes.
But no, I think country's my thing,
Yes.
but I'll have a go at most things.
Matt, we
won't I?
didn't ask you, what's your sort of favourite genre of music?
Well, I don't really have one.
I was going to say heavy rock now.
No, not really, no. But I mean, I do produce a lot of dance tracks as well, and work with dance artists, and I do a lot of dubstep and trance and things like that on the other side of it as well. So I kind of appreciate everything that's out there. It's anything that grabs my ear, really. So,
Yes.
you know, I'm not stuck to one thing. I kind of like a little bit of everything, really.
Oh, well, it's been just wonderful to meet you both. And Gemma, your album's out, people can get that, and your single's out, of course.
Single's out now as well.
So how can people get your single?
They can get it on iTunes, Amazon, all of the other good download sites. It's available on Spotify to listen to as well. So it's on there. If they Google Gemma Leahy, In My Heart, it will come up.
Wonderful. It's been a pleasure to meet you. Thank you both so much for coming on Cuppa TV. Thank you.
Thanks.
We're going to take a quick break, but come back and join me in just a minute. Welcome back to Cuppa TV. Joining me now is London-based rap artist Lucan Mills, and joining also is vocalist James Toshario, who've been wowing the crowds all over the UK. So guys, thank you so much for coming on to Cuppa TV.
It's all right, how you doing?
No Wonderful to see you. Loving the glasses, loving the hat.
Thank you very much.
So Lucan, you've worked with some amazing performers, but before we talk about that, how did you get into rap? How did it all begin for you?
When I was younger, I was really into poetry. My mum jokes around and says that when all the kids were going out, we were in Ireland once, and I opted to go to a poetry recital,
yes.
Which sounds sad. But when I went, I got the book, and I just started sort of copying stuff and writing, and it literally stemmed from there. I think after writing, I won a few poetry competitions, and then I started listening to beats and more hip hop stuff, and just started adapting it really to that.
Really? And bringing you in, James, where did you meet? Did you know each other? Have you known each other for very long, or just met today?
Not too long. I've been with the band for a couple of months now. Yeah. One of his band members kind of introduced us, and it was magic from there, really.
Wonderful. And you're a vocalist, obviously, on the album as well, and working with Lucan now. And Lucan, what sort of things do you think about when you write your rap, when you're thinking about rap? Is it just real life? Do you take sort of...
Yeah, I mean, when I first started writing stuff when I was younger, you're writing all the cliche stuff that you're hearing people talk about. So yeah, I haven't got a gangster background, or I'm from the hood or anything. So a lot of the writing is just about day-to-day stuff. So I will think about one of the tracks is Stay Lucky, and that's all about sort of anything from uni really to growing up and loans, just everything really that I see going on. It's just rap is about when sometimes you come across people who like rap, like not really into that, and it's a song saying it was just rap. It's basically appreciate it for what it is. It's good, which is So yeah, I just try and take anything from day-to-day life and put a spin on it and sort of share it.
And who do you sort of take inspiration from? Have you got guys that you think
Yeah. I mean, really, just because it was my era growing up was always Jay-Z. So Jay-Z, the Black Album's in a song called Ready, which is one of the biggest things for me, was when I was in New York and I got that album. I remember going and buying sort of a notepad and was listening and trying to write my own stuff, just was fascinated by it. Eminem obviously was big lyrically and stuff, not all of it, but some of it. And but yeah, and then a lot of UK guys. I listened to a lot of Kano when I was younger. He, to me, is one of the best UK rappers out there and stuff like that.
Rap is really becoming quite, you know, a popular genre of music now. And we've had some other rappers, you know, on Cuppa TV, and it does seem to be that it's a way of expressing yourself, but people are liking that. Why do you think that is? You know, why do you think, James? Have you got any thoughts on that? Because obviously you've come into it as well. And what made you decide, you know, to think about rap as a genre of music?
Well, vocally, I've always loved to write anyway. So I think it's just about the way kind of rap is involved in that way. When I heard his music, like lyrically, he is amazing. So I just think that there's just a bit of a difference now. Kind of before, many years ago, it was kind of cliche stuff, as he said, but we kind of brought it up to date now. So it's like 2015, so we're kind of ready to bring a new
And the young are really sort of, you know, you are wowing the crowds. You've just done lots of festivals, haven't you? Where have you been? Where have you...
When the start of the year, last year I didn't have any, and I remember trying to apply to a few. and then this year I was really trying to get out there and try to get some more. And we did 8 or 9, I think, this year. And we were in Wales for Kaya Festival, which was brilliant.
Great.
I mean, that was an amazing weekend.
It was absolutely amazing.
Really good job with there. And then the other one, which was one of the best, was it was Patrick Evans Foundation. Right. So they actually bumped into me at the Bedford in London when we were playing a show last year. Yes. And they said, look, we run a charity. It's a festival that we put on every year for as a friend of theirs that had passed away. And I said, okay, sounds good. And a year later they contacted. But that was, we headlined the Saturday night and closed the stage. And it was just, from the minute we got there to the minute we left, the crowd, I mean, it was packed at the back. I mean, it was a good vibe.
Yeah, great.
So it was a good vibe there.
Really good, yeah. And so yeah, we've had some, it was a good summer, really, lucky.
And you've worked with Ed Sheeran.
Yeah,
yes.
I mean,
how did that come about?
Well, I was down at Aquam in Clapham. This is going back sort of a couple of years now. Yes. And he had just signed his record deal. And it was just luck, really. I was in the right place at the right time, and I was in, my friend Phil Chemist was running the night at the time. And he came down with Jamal Edwards, who owns SBTV. And that was it. I chatted to him for 5 minutes. He was kind of sat next to me having a drink, and then he went up to perform You Need Me, and then sort of called. He was like, "Yeah, I'm going to call some rappers up now," and then called me up, and I went up and just made it up on the spot. Yes. But it was lucky, really, right place,
being
right time.
Being in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, I've got that video forever now.
Yes, so that's right. And I mean, Ed Sheeran's known to be, you know, a very down-to-earth, personable guy. He comes across as that, and I mean, people who've interviewed him and said he is like that.
He is very shy at first.
Yes.
He's very, very nice guy.
Yes.
Very, he's really cool.
And when you meet somebody like that, do you suddenly think, I've made it? You know, I'm here.
Well, yeah, it's hard because I've seen him actually been asked that same question. Yes. And he's, even of all the crazy things that he's done in the last year, and he was like, wow, I don't really feel like I've made it until... It's a hard question. I think that when I was 16, I won the Channel U competition, and that gave me the opportunity to do the G Unit thing, and you know, you met people like that, and Tiny Temper, and I met him, and you think, oh yeah, you know, it's really going now. Like, but then things tend to trickle off, and you're doing it. It's a hard.
It's the music industry.
Yes.
Exactly.
Do you find it a hard industry, James? Would you say as a vocalist? Because what did you do before you met Lucan? Were you working with another band or anything?
No, I was just doing on my kind of solo stuff. I've got my EP coming out, but that's just like a solo kind of gig. As soon as I met Lucan, we kind of just made a good connection, and I took a different route. But before I was doing theatre school and stuff like that, so that was great. I've always done singing, I've always done vocally stuff and writing, and it's been great. Yeah, it's been a great thing. And for you, Lucan, now, I mean, you've worked with, say, Tiny Temper. So tell us about that. How did that come about? That was it was my friend ran a club in Southampton. That's a lot of luck, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, it's 90% luck and the rest talent.
I was going to say, you know, before we tell us about Tiny Temper, do you think that the music industry a lot of it is just being in the right place at the right time? Yeah. Just surrounded by the right people?
Yeah, I mean, I've been in situations where, it is. Yeah, I've met people where you know, people who've got so much talent. Yes. And I've been around people who are really good. You know, maybe not as talented as the next guy, but are further along the way because of everyone knows it's all about who you know. But you can.
So tell us about Tiny Temper.
Well, so that was my friend who was running a club night at the time, and he was doing the club tour for Pass Out when that song was at #1. And it was a case of that. I was known in the area, and my mate rang me and said, "Do you want a support slot for this?" And I did 2 shows. So, yeah, it was good. Again, it was just someone who knew someone who you know. But that was great. He was cool as well. So.
Is it nice to work, you know, with experienced, you know, professional musicians like yourself? I mean, you're one yourself. Both of you are. Is it nice to be able to say, like, this is what I do and this is my life now?
Yeah, 100%.
It is a big difference for me. I remember when I was younger, it's all I've ever wanted to do, and I went to a lot of Bowie is a big inspiration. I forgot to mention him earlier, which people wouldn't think as a rapper. But my dad took me to the reality tour, one of the last shows, the last tour he did, and I remember just seeing the live band and seeing how he performed as a performer. And I went to the V&A museum thing, and it's fascinating what you can learn from even someone like that about image and about musicianship in general.
He was way ahead of his time.
That's what I mean, just ahead of it, always knowing what step to do next and what image to do, even if it was controversial. So I think that it is now. I was looking at that and I always thought, oh God, one day I would love to be, you know, on a stage and people sing my song, because, you know, when I was there. And now to do it, even, you know, we haven't done anything massive, but to do, even to do the festivals that we've done is a big buzz, to get on there and see a crowd, you know, clap and stuff. Even that.
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
There's a line in one of my songs, it was like, it says about a crowd clapping. I got, you know, I used to be like asleep almost, dreaming about that. And now, you know, even if it's a small crowd, doesn't matter how many people, if they're there and they're enjoying it, then it makes a big difference. Yeah.
Well, the rest of your band couldn't be with us today, but you're going to come back on later on another date on Cuppa TV.
Yeah.
But I just wondered if you might just give us a little snippet, a little taste of what we can expect when you come back. Could you do that for me?
Okay, do you want to?
Yeah,
all right.
we could try.
Okay, yeah, we'll do a snippet of It's Just Rap then.
It's just rap, okay.
Take it away.
No, off you go.
We'll just do the second bit, fast bit.
Okay, cool.
If I can keep up, I don't know if I can.
Have a drink and then we'll get ready. That's great. That'd be wonderful.
All right, well, this is It's Just Rap, a snippet.
Okay.
Okay, cool. It's just rap.
Don't be afraid,
and it's just right.
With a little bit of funk.
So where's my damn clap? Oh no.
Said yeah.
And it's just right.
It's never gonna fade.
And it's just right.
With a little bit of funk.
That's a damn right. Oh no.
Long time coming, ovation is average, coming on classic bashing. All of my testes now. I get the bar for the Cadbury's world. Wow, wait, pause. Mystified, I got traps for the crowd to get in the eyes in. On 6 made a cause to blockade, misbehave, come through anti-brave. All of the pop like lemonade, mixed for the ravers, all or nothing, much as something, type of muffin, no handcuffing, rights to the game. Lucan's reign, never been kissed, no much with it hit on. Here is the song, we wind it back, music and lyrics is rapping fat like UK rhythmic, can't you tell? Fits the skill on earth to round, falling the fool and I can smell. All of the challenges similar, scavengers hunting around for the yeah, there you go.
I've got to clap you there.
Oh, so, yeah.
That's great.
There's a little bit, yeah.
The rest of the crew are clapping as well. Oh, that's
when
great.
I got the drums in the background, it's a little bit more.
How fast is that?
Oh,
yeah.
You know, yes. I mean, again, is that when you were very focusing, and thank you for doing that impromptu bit.
Yeah.
I love that. But you're very fast. So what do you do? Do you just focus your mind and just think, right, that's it. This is what I got to say.
I don't always rap that fast.
No.
There's one song in the EP is actually the second bit of that is the fastest I do, but. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, when I used to listen to a lot of stuff, like even the Twister stuff back in the day, that was all very fast, and I would listen to it. I do focus, but the more you do it,
you just
it's a bit like autopilot, so it's a bit more. It just sort of comes. But.
Yes, and stays with you. Well, you're going to come back then with the rest of your guys.
Yeah.
So who are the rest of your band?
Wow. So I've got I've got a 7-piece band now. So it's I've got Graham Henderson on bass, who's amazing bass player. Louis Yallas on drums. Jen Watson on sax. I've got Kit Marsden and Hertie Hill on synth, and Jacob Stoney on keys and synths as well.
Excellent. That's it. We're going to take a quick break, but come back and join me in just a minute. Today are an alternative rock band called Sun Arcana, who have previously been on Cuppa TV, but have since appointed 3 brand new musicians, 2 of which are joining me today. So Tom, welcome back to Cuppa TV. And you've got 2 new musicians with you joining you today.
I have, yeah.
So who are they? We've got Ryan. Hello, Ryan.
I'm Harry.
And Harry, welcome guys. Thank you so much for coming back. So Tom, a lot's been happening since you've last appeared on the show.
Yeah, a lot has happened.
So come on then, tell us all.
Well, I guess we've all been practicing together now.
Yes.
You've
only been in the band for about a month, is that right? Yeah, so quite new.
Yeah.
So, you know, what's it like, guys? What's it been like?
It seems pretty natural. Like,
yeah.
It seems we all get along well and all have the same kind of music taste. So.
That's it. Yeah, that's very important, isn't it? Yeah.
And sort of was that what it was like for you, Tom? Back to you. You know, was it important to have that, to find people that you know?
Yeah, it was very important. Yeah, I mean, obviously before being with the old members for like 5 years or so, it's kind of weird just suddenly going with new people again. But it's better, really. Yeah. You know, as we said before, they've all got the same sort of musical interests, which is perfect, really.
Excellent. Now, how did you meet? Do you know each other, or how did that all start?
We met online, didn't we? It was Facebook though.
Yes,
you know, nothing too dodgy. But
social media seems to be the way forward.
Yeah, it does, yeah. And I mean, Harry, I know you through uni.
Yeah.
You do some course at uni. I think it's performance, isn't it, or something?
We didn't actually speak to each other the whole year.
Really?
No. And I found out he lived 5 minutes down the road from me at home. So.
And Harry, you've been frontman of another band, haven't you?
I have, yeah.
So what made you decide to come and join this one?
Well, the other band sort of slowed down a bit, and it's completely. I was more indie pop with the other band, and I've always really loved the alternative kind of thing. So just kind of fancied giving that a go, and it's very enjoyable now.
Fantastic. Yeah. That's good. And how about for you, Ryan?
Yeah, I've been playing in other bands. I've played in like some grunge bands and some pop punk bands and stuff. Yeah. But yeah, this is the first one where I've kind of. It seems that everyone has the same kind of drive and kind of thought process.
Fantastic. And you play the drums.
Yeah.
You're the drummer and you're the guitarist as well. So and Tom, you're obviously still lead vocals.
That's it, yeah.
That's
guitar
you.
As well.
That's it, and guitar.
Yeah, Harry does backing vocals as well.
See, it's all good. And you've got now. You feel complete now. You feel your band's there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've got obviously we've got a bass player as well.
Yes, he's not here today.
Yeah, because obviously it's all still coming together, really, isn't it? But yeah, it's good. It's going well.
You like it? Yeah. So what have you been up to? Any writing? What's been going on?
I guess that's it really. Sort of writing. Obviously, we haven't got any gigs yet.
No.
Probably get a set together and stuff.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Obviously, we do it all at home now, so we haven't got to pay for studio time.
Yes.
Which is great. But yeah, literally spending quite a few days together.
Are you kind of like all together all the time now?
Yeah,
a lot of the time.
Each other's lives. You weren't in anybody's life, and now suddenly you know each other's.
It's kind of weird.
I was going to say, is that weird? Yeah, because you didn't know each other. Yeah. Presumably, just from a couple of months ago, and now suddenly you're thrust together.
And band life is like that. So well, but and we live so close together as well.
Yeah.
I suppose me and Ryan went to secondary school. Ryan's a year above me. We went to secondary school, so like we kind of. Always knew each other.
Yeah, we knew of each other. Yeah. Same with Tom actually. He went to my college.
Oh yeah, we did, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
it's funny, isn't it, how things work out, and then suddenly.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah.
And what's your, the hopes for the future? I mean, you guys, you've just recently joined. I mean, Tom's, been doing this, but you've joined, if you like, a new band. What are your hopes, Ryan? What are your thoughts?
Well, I think our main focus at the moment is to try and get the songs as best we can. Like no matter how long that takes, just. Keep trying different versions, like adding our own parts, and I think it's very important to have the music behind you. Yeah.
And who's writing the songs? Are you all doing that now, or?
I guess I mean, we all sort of come together now.
You were doing that.
I mean, before it was sort of I was sort of doing like most of the work really, but now there's almost like an initial idea.
Yes.
Like a few bars, and then we all sort of come together. Like Harry's done an idea before, and we all sort of come together and write it, which is great. I think that's the best way to do it really, because otherwise then no one sort of feels left out. Because if it was always one person, the others, you're not going to feel as useful, are you? So, and it's great to have other opinions as well.
Yeah, so I'm going to say, if you're sort of working together, and Harry, you get involved as well, don't you?
Yeah.
Did you get involved with the music writing with your other band?
Yeah, I was sort of same as how Tom was. I'd sort of make most of the ideas, and then everyone would come together. But so I've sort of got that songwriting bit in me as well.
Excellent. And what do you see? Where do you see the band going? Where do you see Son and Kana going? Where do you want to go?
That's a big question.
That's a $1 million question.
Well, it is, isn't it?
See, when you're rich and famous, just remember to come back onto Cuppa TV. Remember where you started, guys.
That's it, I don't know, really. It's a tough one when you get asked that, because obviously we're so. It's right at the beginning of something new. So.
Do you have dreams or aspirations? Of where you would like to be?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we'd all love to be touring and making a living out of it. And
Is it important to to perform gigs in front of your fans?
Yeah, definitely.
And to work with to work up your new fan base, really.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, you're doing it at local shows and stuff. Got to do all those again, really. But it's good though. It's good fun. And
how would you describe your music, Tom? How would you describe it?
Quite spacey, rocky. I'd like to say it's quite it's melodic, obviously.
Yes.
Yeah. You say that? Yeah. It's not. There's no screaming. No influences or anything. But would you sort of agree?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. Spacey.
And will you stay in that sort of genre of music?
I don't know, really. It's hard, isn't it?
Or will you just see how you progress? Because you're all new, you might progress into another kind of area, maybe a bit indie, maybe, you know, you just don't know.
Yeah, bands always develop,
yeah,
always, so it's always a possibility.
And are you happy to do that?
Yeah.
Definitely open to new ideas.
Yeah.
So,
We might get Ryan to sing.
Yeah, get Ryan to...
I am pretty good.
You've heard it here first. So Ryan, just a little bit about you, because you were in another band, of course, before you've come into this one. So tell us about that.
Yeah, it's a country pop band, but I was kind of the session drummer for it. So it's kind of nice to come in this band and to kind of be an actual member kind of thing, and have like my own say in the writing process and stuff. So like Tom will send me like drumless versions of the songs, and I just get free control on what I want to do with them drums. And
do you like that?
Yeah, it's great.
And how long have you been drumming?
Since I was in year 7, so about 10 years
11.
now.
Yeah. So, and I mean, it's an important part though when you're forming a new band, because that's initially you know what you're doing, that you all kind of get to know each other's styles. And have you got to know that, guys? I mean, have you sort of
definitely
spill the beans here with me? That's it. Come along.
I think so,
yeah, I think so as well.
Yeah.
Like, we all sort of feel like we have the same direction, don't we? So
that's
why it's great, you know. And we try and make every song sort of sound different, don't we? Which is very important. Because obviously, what I find when I'm doing it on my own, I need another pair of ears to tell me, oh, this kind of sounds like that or whatever, you know. So it's great, it's good.
That's right. And you've got, what are you writing at the moment? You're going to be performing 2 songs for us today.
Yeah.
So tell us about those then.
Well, these 2 songs I actually play with my old band. Because what we're doing is we're sort of releasing them, getting them out there, and then literally after the 1st of October, it will be all new stuff from us.
Okay.
So yeah, these are 2 old songs which we're going to perform, called Oblique and Take What You Need.
Oblique and Take What You Need. Okay. So again, guys, you've sort of come along, and are you happy to? Are you happy to know the songs?
Yeah.
All good. All good.
Good tunes.
That's it. Good.
Thanks very much.
So, are you writing material at the moment? You know, are you all together writing new stuff at the moment?
Yeah, new stuff. Yeah, it's great.
And when you get together to write, and obviously you said you're looking for a bass player. You go looking for a bass player, or do you have? You've got your bass player.
He goes to the same uni.
Oh, right.
I did, and Harry does as well.
So do you all get together all the time, or do you find that, you know, one of you just starts something and then sends it to the guys? How does it work?
It's a bit of everything,
because you live quite
really,
close to each other, don't you?
Yeah, it's a bit of everything.
Yeah.
How he said, sort of all that really.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we enjoy getting together, so you know, it's fun.
Yeah. And what about for you, Harry? What bands do you sort of are you inspired by?
Oh, there's loads. I mean, I'd probably say the main one would be bands like Muse, and I'm a bit from indie to really heavy, so I get Muse and things like Two Door Cinema Club as well. So
yeah, that's cool.
But that's okay, because you can then, you know, just work your music into that. How about for you, Ryan?
I'm quite into a lot of different kinds of music at the moment. I really like Aerosmith. I don't know if you guys know that.
You don't need to know.
That's just a bit of a surprise.
I do, yeah.
Do you like Nickelback as well?
I don't like Nickelback.
You don't like Nickelback?
When I was like 15, I liked Nickelback. So yeah.
It's okay to like Aerosmith.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's what. But that's what. That's the first fallout. That's what it is. But that's important though, isn't it? Because it brings then a little mixture to when you're writing, because you're going to have different bands that inspire you, and you think, well, I quite like that.
Yeah.
And usually as musicians, you tend to have quite a wide really genre of music. You tend to like all music, really, because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but musicians appreciate other musicians' work.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
is that how you feel?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, all the ideas are sort of appreciated, you know, that we all understand that anything we send to each other has had a lot of work put into it. You know, it's not easy. So yeah, definitely.
So you're working on any one particular song at the moment with the new band?
Not really, no, I suppose.
A few on the go.
A few on the go,
Yeah.
A few, but...
anything you can tell us about? Anything good coming up? You can share with us here on Cuppa TV?
They're really good songs.
We think they're good anyway, so I mean, that's the main thing.
Okay, that's good. We could do that, that's good.
Yeah, we'll take that.
We'll take that bit. And then your next step to be, would you like you know, record deal? Would you like to go down that route? How are you seeing yourself?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, like, I suppose the sort of goal is to get a deal, but it's really hard now to find that.
You want to get the right deal, don't you?
Yeah, you got to get the right one. You don't want to rush in you know, to anything. I mean, it could be like a little indie label is the best way for us, you know, you've got to think what's best for you.
Yeah.
And we're not too sure what that is yet.
No, but again, but you're in the development stage, so that's good. So how often do you get together then, guys, to do all this?
We've been doing once or twice a week really at the minute, and then hopefully we'll do that a bit more.
And then do you see yourself, you know, going on tour, and is that what you'd like to do? Maybe what next year? Would you do? Would you start that next year? Do you think?
Yeah. I'd like to think so. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, as I think Ryan said before, like it could take a little while for everything to sort of come together.
Yeah.
But I think it's got to be worth the wait. You know, you've got to be patient.
What would you do first? What would be one of your first gigs? Would you like to do a festival or a small club, or where you live? Is there any sort of preference on what you'd like to do?
I haven't got a preference, but anything, anyone will have us. Please.
Please, anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you got a place where you really like to perform on? Is there a place where you'd always thought, I'd really like to perform here?
Wembley.
Wembley,
How about the festivals? Would you like to do any of the festivals?
Yeah, the festivals are always great, aren't they? Plus you get free passes.
Absolutely. And we're very lucky here in the UK because we have some phenomenal music festivals, and ones really that welcome new bands like yourself. So I mean, I'm sure that you'll be, you know, on somebody's list, you know, when they come out next year. But you know, it's how do you see the music industry in the UK, Harry? How do you see that at the moment? Do you think it's encouraging for new bands?
Yeah, I think it's fantastic, really. Things like BBC Introducing and stuff is really helping unsigned bands. Yeah, I mean, it's really here in America that's the great places to be, isn't it?
And would you like to make it big in America? Or is that a very silly question?
I don't think we'll turn it down.
That's what you like to do, But again, you know, we've got a good communication between the two. The UK like the US songs and the US like us. So,
that's it, exactly.
Well, I wish you all the best, guys. Thank you so much for coming to join me. And we're going to leave you now to get set up, and then we're going to hear you play. So thanks very much.
Thanks for having us. Thank you.
That's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I'd like to thank all of my guests for joining me today. Gemma, Matt, Lucan, James, and of course the band Sun Arcana. If you'd like to get in touch with us here on Big Centre TV, you can join us on Facebook or Twitter at Big Centre TV. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for joining me. Come back and see me very soon. Bye-bye.
Sometimes I feel like a broken toy. Can only move, but you'll get so far. 'Cause all the times we had were special, I'll never throw them away. I can feel you asking, 'cause I can feel you were coming, I know. Say what you need to run, because I'm feeling it turn. Can we walk through the fields of light, 'cause you know it's up to you. All I'll ever be is something to you, something to you. All the times we had were special, throw them away. Say what you need to run, because I'm feeling it turn. Can we walk through the fields of light, 'cause you know it's up to you. you need. Say what you need to run, because I'm feeling it all. Can you walk through the fields of life? 'Cause you know it's up to you. I can't take this silence. Something's taking you away. Sit here in the darkness, hoping you'll be back someday. Laboring through life, striving through the obstacles, making it okay. 'Cause you mean nothing, there's no room for me. Take some more advice from me. Making other we're the same. I can only count on you. Make it up the street, then we'll go away, back to the place. Oh, it's the same thing every day. I need the guts to walk away. Yeah. Some more advice from me. I can't ever win the same. I can only count on you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. If when you come and goes, we can still feel this way. Please don't let me go. Take some more advice from me. Making up the we're the same. I can only count on you.